Yeah, I know. The title of the video is AR versus AK, but we're going to talk about Fisher Space Pen versus pencil. So, there's two competing philosophies, I think, when it comes to what's better, the AK or the AR platform of weapons. And during the space race, 1960s, and the Cold War, the U.S. government appropriated a bunch of funds to make a pen that could write in zero gravity, that to have a pen that could write if it was wet. It would function in all kinds of different adverse conditions. And they spent millions of dollars on the project. I believe it was millions. I don't know the exact number, but the Russians had a space program too. And the Russians decided to use a pencil. It fit all the criteria and can write if it's wet. It's simple, incredibly simple. It already exists. Can it write in zero gravity? You betcha. So that's kind of how I look at the AR versus AK debate. For the Fisher Space Pen guys that have to have the absolute best, then the Fisher Space Pen is the only thing that they can own. They don't want a pencil. Does a pencil fill the same role? Does it work just as well, if not better, under some circumstances? Yeah, pencil does. So another thing I noticed about the AR versus AK stuff is the fact that internally, the AR-15 platform is evolving to be more like the AK, meaning piston-driven. 300 blackout being the hot new thing, which is very similar ballistically to the 7.62 by 39 that the Russians have been using since the 50s. So the other end of it I see with AK guys is the fact that they don't realize how AR-like their guns are becoming. They buy AKs and add accessories to externally make them more like an AR-15. They can attach certain optics, flashlights, vertical grips, lasers, all the fun stuff. So really, they're co-evolving. You could look at them like a species of two different species of animals, that they're kind of dependent on one another at this point. Any advancements made in the AR world are kind of rolling over to the AK, and the AR manufacturers are making their rifles more AK-like. So basically, in a nutshell, the whole AR-AK debate is really just Fisher Space Pen versus pencil, and you could say the AK is more like a tool, where the AR-15 is more like an instrument. And I would rather, at times, have a hammer than I would have a dial caliper for certain things. An AR-15 is a more sensitive instrument, but it's also much more versatile. And really, the strength in the system is its versatility. That's its major strength. And not that I believe in everything Charles Darwin said, but survival of the fittest means the system most adaptable to change. And so having a weapon system that's capable of changing readily and quickly is more valuable to the survivalist, that would be me and you, than something that's a one-trick pony and it only does one thing. The AK just happens to do that one thing so well that it's going to continue to fight wars in the future. That's a weapon system that will probably always be around. It's like a 1911 or a Glock. And either side of the debate that you sit, whether you're a Glock guy, a 1911 guy, you're an AR guy, you're an AK guy, it really makes no difference. What really it's about is not so much superior equipment though that makes a difference, but it's being a superior shooter. It's being more knowledgeable. So don't worry so much about which is better or which is worse, but which weapon system best fits your needs. So that's my take on it, guys. Let me know what you think. Thanks a lot. Bye.